Mercedes Lewis have an excuse of absence?
Yeah, we excused Mercedes. He's, he's in the process of finishing up his school at UCLA, and it's unfortunate they're on the quarter system, and he couldn't be here because we certainly, his presence is felt when he's here. He's such a good, positive, veteran player that, and he brings a lot to the table.
Matt, what are your plans for Josh Jones? Do you think he'll be able to participate at all this week?
Yeah, I don't anticipate that. I know he's dealing with a little bit of a hamstring right now, and so we're just gonna, we'll reevaluate that on a daily basis. But I would doubt it.
Have you had any conversations with him about what he wants to do now going forward? You knew he was unhappy before. You guys had a conversation. Where does that stand?
Yeah, no, we've been in constant communication. I think we're on the same page in terms of what the expectations are and where he fits with us, and we certainly want him a part of what we're doing moving forward.
What kind of a role do you see him playing moving forward?
Well, I think he's a versatile guy. He can fill a lot of roles. Especially in Pettin's defense, where we're going to play multiple defensive backs and put these guys all over the place. So I think he's a talented young player that I think can help us.
How are you doing? You just get used to the whole moving around in the cart thing yet, or no?
I'll never get used to that. I mean, just sitting there, you just feel a little bit. You're not in the mix, so you feel a little detached. But thankfully, it's only for a couple more days, and I'll be hope to be out of that cart come training camp.
Matt, now that you've had 6 or 8 weeks to look at the backup quarterbacks, what do you think of Deshaun and Tim and what their competition has been like so far?
Yeah, I think it's been there's been some really good moments, and there's been some you'd like some more consistency. But they're competing every day. I know they're giving us their all, and when you look at it, they're still young players. So I still think, especially you're talking about the early stages of learning a new offense, there's going to be a learning curve, and that's to be expected.
When you were in Tennessee, you had a backup that was able to come in and potentially win some games for you. Do you see that potential with either of these two guys?
Yeah, I definitely think both these guys are NFL quarterbacks. It's just how fast is it going to come for them?
Matt, are there times that Aaron reverts back to some things he's done for the past 8 years that will take some time for him to get used to it? Your offense will find it different?
I don't know in terms of, sure, he's played the game a certain style for his whole career, and he's done it at a pretty high level. So I think just some of the things that he's been able to really enhance within our offense has been a lot of fun to watch. You saw like that off-schedule play that he made down in the red zone. He made another one to Jake Kumaro where I didn't anticipate the ball going where it went, but that's where it went, and it was a touchdown. So we never want to take that playmaker away from him.
Generally speaking, did you anticipate you'd be able to install all of your playbook by the end of this mini camp, or if you focus more on, as you said earlier, formations? I see a lot of fundamentals that you're working on.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get those things clean before you get all the way through the playbook. Is that correct?
Yeah, you got to build a solid foundation before, and you really wanted the guys to learn the details and the fundamentals of each and every play and why you're calling certain things. There's a lot of different schemes out there that you can always add to your offense, but as far as the whole playbook, it's probably not the whole playbook, but it's a good majority of it.
That was just as important to not only get the playbook and all that installed, but to learn to practice how you want them to practice.
Yeah, I think and I think these guys have done an excellent job. I can't say enough about just the kind of character that we have on this football team, and that's a credit to Goody and his staff and bringing in good people and these guys buying into what we're trying to get done here.
Was Corey Lindsley limited today, or did he drop out?
Yeah, and that was strictly precautionary. He had a little stiffness.
Matt, it looks like you guys are taking it easy with Evan King, especially team reps this spring. Is he going to be ready for those?
Yeah, we fully anticipate him being full go come training camp.
Hey Matt, after Devontae, you don't have a lot of proven commodities at wideout. How do you feel about that group in general? I mean, does anybody kind of step forward there? Or?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that group. I kind of told you before, you know, it's more or less about us as a coaching staff making sure we highlight what these guys do well, and I think we've got a well-rounded group. Although they're young, I think the progress has been pretty good. And like Marquez has really shown out. I think EQ has done a lot of great things. Jake, you know, you see him make that red zone catch today. You know, Jamon Moore, another good young player, and then a guy that may have been forgotten a little bit is Trevor Davis. He's made a lot of great plays down the field, and he's got speed, and that's the one thing I love about our group is, you know, our guys can run, and so anytime you got a group of receivers that can run, you got a chance.
Matt, you mentioned Trevor. How important is his ability to run after the catches? How much is your scheme, especially how much can that be benefited from as well as scheme?
Yeah, I don't even know if it's necessarily a scheme thing. I think, you know, you get a guy that can produce after the catch in any scheme. They're always a productive member of your offense. So yeah, I've been really impressed with him. I feel like he's come a long way. I feel like the effort and the intensity level at which he practices has certainly improved, and you know, I'm excited for him come training camp.
You talked before about how adding all that size at outside linebacker allows you to move people around and pass rush and things like that. Are there other ways having that size at that spot can impact?
Yeah, well, I just think you look at from a schematic standpoint and with what Pet does with his defense, and you know, we're moving guys all over the place, and that presents a huge challenge for an offense. We've gotten, you know, it hasn't always been pretty out here from an offensive perspective, but it is going to prepare us for what's to come during the season, and there's going to be there's not going to be many things we haven't seen when we hit, you know, the regular season.
And there's some things you were working on out here that you didn't want to see the public to see. Is that right?
I'll be honest with you guys. This is the first place I've been where OTAs have been open. So this whole off-season practice is open to the public is a little bit new to me, and so I guess I got to get used to that.
Two more, please. Did you watch the NBA Finals last night? Did you see?
I was waiting for that question. Of course, I watched the NBA Finals, and I feel bad for Kevin, man. That's a bad deal. And I wish him the best, you know. But I know it's not an easy road, that's for sure.
Did it seem familiar to you?
It did. It was very familiar.
What are your impressions of the secondary so far, particularly your young guys, Holman and Savage?
Yeah, they're, you know, I'm excited about those two guys that can fly around. And really, the one thing that you can see with not only our receiving group but the secondary is those guys are competing with each other, and they're pushing each other to get better. There's a lot of jawing going out back and forth, which I kind of like. It just kind of amps that level of competition a little bit more, and hopefully it'll help our guys, you know, get a little bit better each and every day.